Fresh coffee, the sound of birds, and the satisfaction of seeing my brand new barn standing proud after 3 months of backbreaking work. I'd built it with my own hands. Red cedar, metal roof, the kind of craftsmanship my grandfather taught me. But as the sun came up, so did her voice. Connie Weaver, the HOA president. Designer sunglasses, clipboard in hand, marching across my gravel driveway like she owned the place. She didn't even say good morning, just pointed at the barn and said, "It's too ugly for the neighborhood." I laughed, thinking she was joking, but she wasn't. That's when she handed me the notice. Non-compliant structure, fine starting Monday. I've lived in Pine Hollow Estates for 8 years. Paid every fee, trimmed every hedge, followed every rule. But this was different. This barn wasn't some eyesore. It was a piece of family history. I used salvaged wood from my father's old farm. The colors weren't perfect, but neither was life. When I told her that, she smirked and said, "Rules are rules. Mr. Lawson, we have standards here." That night, I sat on the porch staring at that barn. My wife, Lisa, said I should just paint it HOA beige and be done with it. But I couldn't. That barn wasn't just wood and nails. It was everything my father built and everything she wanted to erase. So I started digging, not dirt, paperwork, public property records, HOA bylaws, county zoning maps. And guess what? Turns out the HOA boundary line stopped 20 feet short of my barn. 20 feet, meaning that ugly structure she threatened to fine me for wasn't even under her jurisdiction. By morning, I had the documents printed, notarized, and taped right under her precious violation notice. Then I added one more thing, a brand new spotlight shining directly at her house, across the street. Big, bright, and completely legal. By 8 a.m., she stormed back over. Red-faced and furious, but this time, she wasn't alone. The other board members were there too. I handed them the paperwork and said, "Before you tell me how to run my property, maybe learn where your authority ends." You could have heard a pin drop. The treasurer looked over the documents, and the next words out of his mouth were, "He's right, Connie. The barn's outside HOA limits." She tried to argue, but it was over. By that afternoon, she'd received a complaint of her own, misuse of HOA authority, filed by half the neighborhood. That night, I turned on that spotlight again, not to annoy her, but to admire the barn that started it all. I didn't just keep my land, I kept my dignity. Sometimes standing up to petty power isn't about revenge. It's about reminding people that respect is earned, not enforced. So tell me, what would you have done if someone tried to tear down something your family built? Drop your thoughts below. I read every single one.